Well, hey guys, this is TJ Plays Now, and we sort of totally just had a complete fail. My recording software stopped recording, and it was like, nope, you can't record the episode after I thought I had finished recording it. So we're doing a retake. I basically have already done all of the work, and I'm gonna just go back over it. So, where we were at last time is we had this console command class inside of our objects. What you can go ahead and do is delete that. You don't want that, it's not good. You're going to go ahead and create a new class. We can just go ahead and go through that. So create a new class, but change where it says object to console. And then down here in the name, you're going to want to type in console command. So that way you're basically creating the class you just deleted, sort of. Alright, then you're going to also want to make a console command manager as well. Just make both of those classes. And now, inside a console command, we're going to do some interesting stuff. So, it was a class, it said class right here. We're changing that to an interface. And an interface is pretty nice. It's just sort of a pre-written type thing. All classes have to have everything that's in it, and it's really easy to handle. So what we're going to do in here is we're going to make a public string get label, and this is a reference to a method. We are basically defining a method that is supposed to be here. We don't have to actually type out the method or any variables, we just have to put in definitions to the methods. So we're doing a get label, a get information, and then a public void run with string args. And that's just about all you have to have for the console command. I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds as I'm going back over this, and I think it's actually a good thing that the recording software sort of broke on me, because I was having problems yet again with the weird stuff, don't ask me. But now, inside a console command, this is where everything gets crazy. So, first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to implement runnable. Alright, don't worry about the yellow bar that pops up, you can worry about that here in a second. I'm going to go with you line by line through the class, so that way you guys can understand. So after you type in implements runnable, you're going to want to make a new variable scanner scan. And then after that, you're going to want to make a list of console command and just name it commands. That is the class that we just made prior, it's pretty nice. Now, for the constructor for this class, we're going to type in public console command manager, just like the name, you know how a constructor works, and we're going to want to make commands, which is the list that we just make, equal a new array list of console command. And then underneath that, we're going to do a new thread of this, and we're going to .start the thread, so that way it's just running. Then, for one of the two used other places methods, we're going to do a public void add command, and that's going to take in a console command, which we just named command in this case, and what we're going to do is add it to our commands, so commands.add command. It's pretty easy to do. Then for the next thing, we're going to do a public list console command get commands, and that's going to return commands. That's basically getting the list of all the commands. That is used for something. I'll show you guys that here in just a couple seconds. I will go over making a command with you guys because, well, you're not getting much information from me as I type it, but that's fine. Now what we're going to do, so that way we can get rid of the yellow thing that's there, is we're going to make an add override and a public void run method. This is going to be the run method for the runnable class, So, first line that we're going to do inside of the method is while main.running. That is a boolean that we set up last time, 2 days ago. You guys knew that. And for that, we are going to do a inside of that, we're going to do a scanner equals new scanner system.in. Alright, pretty easy. Make sure you import the right scanner, java.util.scanner, not the other weird one that you don't want. Trust me, there's a difference, and I didn't realize that until I was recording this for the first time. But then after that, you're going to want a string array list called args equals scanner.nextline.split, and you're splitting it at a space, so that way it just cuts everything up. So if we do a broadcast with stuff thing later on, it'll be easier to do. And whatever else, if you wanted to do a help with certain, it's easy. So now what you're going to do is make a boolean worked equals false. This is to catch if the command that they typed was right or wrong. It could be right, it could be wrong, and if it is wrong, we want to just tell them that the command that they typed wasn't a command. So then you're going to want to for loop over all of the console commands, sort of like that, and then you're going to want to do an if args0 dot equals ignore case command dot get label, and then you're going to set inside of this if you're going to set worked to equal true command dot run args, so that way it gives the command the args that you need, and then you're going to do a system dot out dot print line. That is to make it look nice in the console when commands are being or when text is being spit to the console. It's nice looking to just skip a line, you know. Alright, then after that, you're going to just back out of the if and the for, and you're going to do an if not, which is an exclamation mark. Exclamation mark is not, or the opposite of something. So if not worked, then you're going to do a system.out.println plus arg0 wasn't found as a command. Pretty simple. You can write whatever you want to do there. I would suggest putting arg0 in that message, and then we're just going to do another system.out.println, so that way you have that space in between the next command that you run. I sort of like it that way. It makes it look a little better since we don't have a little caret for our console or anything. But yeah, that's how we do basically everything inside of the console command manager. Now we're going to go back into main and we're going to talk about creating commands. I already have two commands. We have a help command and a stop command. The stop command is fairly self-explanatory. For the run, you do system.out.println stopping everything, running equals false, bot.logout. Then for the label, or for public string get label, you just return stop, which is the label. And then for get information, you're going to return stops the program peacefully. Alright, now for this, I'm going to delete everything I have without even looking at it anymore. And we are going to go over creating our very own help commands. So commands dot, well, actually, before we can do this, I have to go ahead and show you guys what we did up here. So a public static console command manager commands is, we did that up here next to bot and token and running. So you just have to make a console command manager commands. Now, you're going to set commands, right after you set running to true, you have to set commands to equal new console command manager. That will set everything up there, and you should be ready to go. From there, now you just have to add commands to that. So we have the commands.stop. I would like to have the help command the last command that we add, so I'm going to go underneath the stop command, and we're going to do a new console command, just like that. And now we can delete all of these auto-generated comments that we don't actually want. And for the get label, we're going to type in help. It's probably better that you don't do caps, although we do equals ignore case. It's just, by convention, better to not do caps. And for get information, we are just going to say output the help information of commands with a period. Beautiful. Alright. Now what we can go ahead and do is, inside of the run, we are going to need to do a system, or wait, actually, for this, I want to go ahead and go over the way that args works. So we're going to do an if args.length, no, not equals, .length is equal to 1. Alright, that means that they just typed in help, okay? And then we're also going to do an else if. So an else if, like this, and then args, oops, we're just gonna paste that. So else if args.length is equal to 2. And these are the only way that we are going to allow the command to be run. Otherwise, we are going to just say, uh-oh, or something, or we could just actually, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do args.length is equal to 2, and everything else we're just going to put inside of this else, just that way it is easier. So args.length is equal to 2 else. So now what we want to go ahead and do is we want to do system.out.print line. This is inside of the args is equal to 2. Now the reason that we're doing args is equal to 2 is you're typing in help with the stop command. So you type in help space stop. So that way you can get some information about one single command. It's sort of a nice touch. You don't have to have it. I'm going to teach you guys how to do it though. So inside of Console Command Manager, what we did is we made it so that way we could get all of the commands. So commands.get commands, just like this. Alright, but we don't want to have that in a single line. It wouldn't do much. So what we want to do is make a for loop. So console command colon commands.get commands, just like that. Now we want an if command.get label dot equals ignore case and args 1, just like that. And if so, then it's going to go ahead and, you know, do what it has to do. We're also going to make a boolean worked equals false. This is sort of going to be something like we had here in Console Command Manager, where if not worked. And I'm actually going to copy exactly that, so that way we have what it says, because we do want to say a message if it doesn't work. So, uh-oh, the command wasn't found. That message is perfectly fine to send. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is, first worked equals true, and then system.out.println. Alright, so the first one is going to be, help, space minus, sort of like that. That's how I like formatting my, starter to a help message, and then command colon space plus command.get label, and then another system.out. We're going to do that like this, and then now we're going to do a space minus space description colon space plus command.get information, just like that. That will be everything that we need to do there, and that will work basically exactly how it looks like it'll work. So now what I want to go ahead and do is we're just going to copy this same exact for loop, but instead of having this if, we're going to delete the if and we're going to delete the worked. Alright, now we're going to backspace those so that way they get rid of that tab that we had that we didn't really like. And now what we're going to do is we are going to add, actually we don't need to add anything. That's the basic help command done. Boom, magic. Now we can get rid of that line there too. We don't have to print a second line like that ever. Alright, we're gonna go over making one more command, so that way we can make a commands.add command, new console command. So this is going to be our broadcast command, and I don't know why every single time that I make a new command and I try to delete a single line, it just breaks everything. But this command is going to be broadcast. Jeez, I can't spell. Broadcast. And then here, this is going to say, broadcast a message to every Discord channel, server. We're gonna do server, so that way it's just a little better. So now what we can go ahead and do is for bot.get guilds. So I do need to do guild, and then bot.get guilds, sort of like that. Import guilds. Guild. Import that, and now also change that to be right. So now we want to do a for channel guild.get channels, just like that. And then what we want to go ahead and do is if channel dot get name dot equals ignore case. Reason we do equals ignore case, Discord right now does not support lowercase and capitals in a channel name, but in the future it might, so we want to just be prepared for that, and we're going to do an equals ignore case. So this can be anything. It can be general. Really, general is probably the best thing to do. and we're just going to do a channel dot send message, and then we're going to go ahead. Now here comes the fun part of getting the message all added together and whatnot. So what we have to do is we have to make a new string called message equals an empty string, sort of like that. Alright, then what we want to go ahead and do is do a for string. We can just type L in there, it doesn't matter what the name is, args. And now if L dot equals ignore case, and this is where we can go ahead and type in broadcast like that, and then we can just go ahead and type in continue. Alright, just like that. Oop, magic. I keep saying just like that. I don't know why, but oh well. So, now we can go ahead and do message plus equals, L plus space. So that way there is a space in between each thing. And now what we can go ahead and do is do message equals message dot, how did we do this? We do a split, maybe? Split? Is that it? No, it's not. It's not a split, it's a cut, I think. No. Oh boy, I can't remember what it is. There's something that you have to do here. You could do a... is a string with any leading and trailing white space or... alright, we want to just trim. Trim's gonna be the easiest way to do it. Now we can just go ahead and send message, just like that. And that is the broadcast command done. Now we should be able to go ahead and export our tutorial bot. Export, runnable jar, finish, yes. Alright, and make sure that the bot wasn't running. It wasn't. We're all good. And we can just go ahead and rerun the bot. Now, you will be able to see that it'll load up all good. We can type in help, and it will give us all of the commands to type. So we have help, we have broadcast, stop, and help. So if we type in broadcast, we should be able to say hello world, exclamation mark, and well, we're not going to see anything because I don't have Chrome, or I don't have a tab of Chrome open. If I go ahead and just come down here, and then new window, and we go to Discord app / channels / @me, this is probably going to be signed into my Discord, my main Discord account. If so, we just need to sign out. If not, we should be all good. We do need to sign out, so log out. Log out. I have Discord on my computer, so it sort of just logs itself in. Alright, now, inside of test server, we have a command that says hello world. It works amazingly. Alright, so now we should also be able to type in, help stop, if say we wanted to, and help broadcast, and then help if you really wanted to, and stop. And everything works. It's like magic. Alright, that is going to do it for this episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed. We did quite a bit, and I finally got everything working. Sorry that my recording software sort of broke the recording that I had originally done, but it's okay. We got a little bit more done than I thought we were going to have by now. So I hope you guys had an amazing time watching, and I hope you learned something. But we'll see you guys in the next tutorial video. Peace out.